Hi friends, thanks so much for tuning in today. My name's Karla and this is Karla.created, a place where I create things, obviously. Most of the time I'm doing sewing related projects. Sometimes I crochet, sometimes I do furniture flips, and I'm a huge fan of home renovation and DIY as well. What have I got in store for you today? Well, I have always wanted to do one of those videos. What did I make last year in 2023 or 2022? But I have made so many things over the years and never done one of those videos that I've decided to just do like a what have I made to date. The caveats here are the things that I've kept, only things that I've made for myself, and I'm excluding any kind of like refashion where I've just modified or tweaked something ever so slightly. For example, this dress I slightly resized, and I've done small modifications like that on many other dresses that I've thrifted over the years. So I'm going to share with you everything that I have made to date. And I started sewing, I was like 7, but let's not go back that far. Let's say in the last 7 years, I have made so many things. I've refashioned so many things, and I've kept quite a few of them because I really like them and I'm really proud of them, and I still wear most of them to this day. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here is a look at everything that I've made for myself and kept for the last roughly 7 years of my life. Okay, let's start with tops. Classic, basic, cropped tank top. Now, I actually made this from a self-drafted pattern, and this looks so simple, but surprisingly took me quite a while to make because I was working with this very, very lovely jersey fabric, which was actually an upcycled t-shirt that I dyed into this mustard color, which was one of my most favorite colors. And initially I wanted to put like this really cool banding, but I don't have one of those cover lock machines, and it was a massive headache. So in the end, I ended up just zigzag stitching a folded over hem and being done with it. But I've worn this so many times. I love it. It's super comfortable, and I just love the feel of this fabric. It's such a lovely jersey, and the color, like I said, is my favorite. Second up is this top. Now, many of these you'll see on my Instagram if you've been following me on Instagram, or if you want to go and follow me, please head over there and go check it out. So I've shared a lot of these in Instagram reels over the years. This top here used to be a dress, and it was actually a short sleeve, like a cap sleeve kind of dress. And I wore it quite a lot to the point that I got sick of wearing it as like a dress tunic type thing. So I cut the bottom part off and I turned it into a longer sleeve cropped turtleneck. This top here is also on my Instagram. It's such a simple white tank. It's nothing flash, another refashion project. It was a maternity top that had all that ruching down the side to obviously create additional space and fabric for a pregnant belly. I wore it a lot when I was pregnant. And then I thought, well, I'll refashion it into just a simple classic white tank by cutting off that ruching and just fixing it up a little bit so there was no big hole for breastfeeding. So yeah, now this top here, this is a tough one. I used to wear this quite a bit in my corporate days. I no longer have the kind of job that requires me to wear corporate attire like suits and blazers and things like that. So I doubt that I will wear this much in the future. This is another refashion. I've once again put this on my Instagram if you're interested. It has a button-up detail on the back. It's kind of hard to see in the video. But basically it was quite a long top, and it had a really weird cutout at the front here, which was very early 2000-esque. And all I did was add these sort of darts just to give it a bit more shape, and I just changed the neckline as well and removed that weird keyhole feature. I cropped it as well, and I used the offcuts to make some scrunchies for my daughter because this burgundy color happens to match her school uniform. So while we're on the refashion top bandwagon, this one here was actually a dress. It's made out of the softest linen fabric. Anyway, so this was actually a dress, and when I washed it the first time, it shrank. Like, shrank so much that it was no longer a dress. It was a long top at best. So what I did is I just cropped off the bottom part to make it more of a normal top length, because it was neither a top nor a dress. It was a weird length post being shrunk in the wash. So yeah, cropped it up and added the frill at the bottom. And I have worn it quite a few times. It's not a huge go-to piece of mine. I think because of the color, this light blue, I don't wear a lot, but I still really like it, and I'll keep it and continue to wear it when I feel like it. And the last of my refashioned tops is this baby. This is actually another really, really soft linen top that I refashioned from Country Road. It was initially just like a long tank top, and I cut the bottom off so that it was cropped, and I added in, and this is gonna blow your mind, I added in zips. So it has zips that are hidden underneath this frill here. The zips allow you to breastfeed in the top, and I really like it. I don't wear it enough. I really should wear it more. Now that I've talked about it and I've looked at it again, I'm going to commit to wearing this this summer, because it's super cute. I obviously don't breastfeed anymore. Well, it's not actually that obvious, obviously. But regardless of the zips, it's still such a cute little top. Also, speaking of things that I'm very proud of, this top. Oh, it's made out of the softest rayon. Rayon's one of my most favorite fabrics because of the drape and how soft it is if you get a good quality one. It's also got this really nice shirred detail here, and I didn't do the shirring evenly. I did two rows of even shirring and then a bigger 1-inch gap, so it's like just got that really nice detail here. I made this top from scratch out of fabric that I thrifted at least 5, maybe 10 years ago. And I barely had enough to make this top, but I was so determined to make it work that I even created these interesting seams along the arms, using up every skerrick of this fabric that I could. And I love this top, I really do. I do need to make a slight alteration to the elastic in the shoulders, just so that it stays up and on the shoulders a little bit better than what it currently does, because it hangs a little bit low for my liking. And I'd like to add a label to it, because I've purchased labels now for my me-made garments. And yeah, so I might actually keep this on my sewing table and make that repair this afternoon, because it's such a quick one, and it will hopefully encourage me to wear it, although 43-degree heat tomorrow here in Perth with these kinds of sleeves. So I'll have to wait for a cooler day. Okay, let's go through the jackets next. Now, I only made these last year, and it's my first time making any kind of jacket or shacket. And I started off by using this green fabric that I thrifted from the grossest thrift store I've ever been to, but that's a story for another day. It was $1, a brand new tablecloth in a packet, and I just couldn't resist, because I'm really into green of late. I don't know what's happened to me. I used to absolutely despise green, but obviously something's changed in my brain, and now I'm totally vibing with a lot of greens in my life. I used Dial Arc Logan Shacket to make this. And now I went a little bit rogue and added this jazzy floral lining, and I just feel like it gives it that kind of grandma vibe that I love. I actually wanted to have another go, so I made it again, and this time I made it out of, you're gonna laugh at this, pink reupholstery fabric. Now, I love it. I love pink. Pink is one of my most favorite colors. Like it always has been. I'm not gonna deny it. I am a pink girl through and through. Like I just love pink. Even though it's probably not like the best color on me, I don't care. I love it. Like I'm wearing a pink dress right now. I'm wearing pink shoes right now. I love pink. So when I reupholstered an armchair for my daughter for her bedroom, I reupholstered it in this pink fabric. And funny story, the girl at Spotlight somehow gave me 6 meters too much. Like I only paid for 5. I think maybe it was like the end of the roll or something. Can she just, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I ended up with an excessive amount of leftover fabric. So I made a jacket out of it. And I also cropped it. So I realized with the green one that the length was just not right. So I cropped it and I used these vintage buttons that I thrifted. And they are so cute, so cute. It has pockets on the side. Oh, it's just such a cool jacket. I even put a little Me Made label on there. And now I've worn this once or twice, but I made it at the end of winter last year. In fact, I think I made it in spring. So I haven't had a lot of opportunity to wear it because being thick upholstery fabric, it's super warm, crazy warm, but it's still very soft and very lovely. And one of my most proudest makes thus far. Let's move on to dresses and skirts. Now, I don't normally buy new clothes, and I definitely don't normally buy new clothes and then refashion them shortly after I purchase them. But I did buy this skirt brand new. Obviously, it didn't look like this. Well, it looked very similar to this when I purchased it. But it was a maxi skirt, and I'm talking like floor length maxi. It was way too long. So I decided to bring up that bottom pleat to a more appropriate length for me. So it's now a midi skirt and it's so pretty. And with the off-cut fabric from making the skirt into a midi length, I made a matching crop top. And this took a lot of maths and science, I think, to make work because I didn't have a hell of a lot of fabric to work with. But I used every skerrick. It's got little tie straps. I even used the buttons that were already part of the main part of the skirt as the front. And it has a partially shirred back. So it's super comfy with a little frill. It's very cute. And I like to wear it together most of the time. I haven't actually worn this separately as yet, but I love the idea of having a coordinated set so you can wear it together so it looks like a dress, or you can wear it as 2 separate pieces. I have worn the skirt on its own without the top though plenty of times. It's certainly one of my faves, and I do love that power green color as well. Next up in the skirt category is this. And now all of these are on my Instagram as well. Like this here was a dress that my sister thrifted and she gave to me for Thriftmas a couple of years ago. And once again, it's out of my favorite fabric. Love it. And I love this color. It just goes so well with all of my rusty colored tops and other items of clothing I have, like my white tank, for example. She gave it to me and she did say, you might need to refashion it because it's probably not your style. It was a dress that was very boobalicious, let's say. So I turned it into a skirt. It does have a button up front, which I don't use. I added a zip on the side here, visible zip. The 90s dress into skirt refashion. I still actually have the top part of this that I need to turn into something. This was so easy. I literally just chopped the dress in half. I added a new waistband and I added just a really simple gathered elastic back. So the elastic is only here and it just creates that gather at the back. The front has got a button up closure. This is a skirt that I have worn the most out of all of the things that I have made in the last couple of years or refashioned. Alrighty, moving on to dresses. This dress here. This dress is made out of an old vintage bedsheet, an Australian made vintage bedsheet that I thrifted, and I think I paid like $3 and I got 2 of them. So I'm actually halfway through making another dress with the remainder of that fabric as we speak, but I'll share more on that as it progresses. This here is a princess neckline. No boning, so ultra comfortable. Tie strap around the neck, although I may change that because I'm not a huge fan of having straps around the neck. And it also has a shirred back. Like, this was the easiest dress to make. It was like business in the front with the princess, bodice, which I hacked from another pattern, and then party in the back with the shirred back elastic. It also then has 2-tiered skirt that's super frilly and so fun. And the only thing that I wish that I did is put pockets in it. Pockets are so great, particularly when you've got kids and you need to put your keys somewhere when you're doing school pickup. Like, can anyone else relate to that? Surely. Now this dress. If you go on my Instagram and scroll down to like 2017, you will find this dress. That's how long ago I made this. And to be honest, I haven't worn it in the last couple of years. I don't know why. Probably because I haven't gone anywhere. But basically, this was a refashion of a vintage, it was like a shirt dress, I guess. And I had it in my stash for so long, and I bit the bullet one day and I thought, I need to just overhaul this and make it into something that I like. You can kind of tell that I like that princess neckline. I did this with no pattern. It was one of those situations where I was just tweaking and adjusting as I go. And I made this so long ago. It was well before I had the experience that I have now. And it was well before I have the caliber of machine that I have now when it comes to sewing machines. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh goodness. Ooh. But needless to say, I'm still proud of this. I kept the original buttons as well, only because I just wanted to like pay homage to the original dress. This dress has got it all. It's got buttons. It has got shirring on the sides, under the arms, and on the back. It's got adjustable straps with like these little like buckles that I added. It also then has got a frill at the bottom, which I love. I love frills. I totally need to make more dresses with like cute little frills at the bottom like this. And I pretty much used every single piece of fabric from the original dress to make this, which I just love because I hate waste and I'm all about waste elimination. And for the final dress, the piece de resistance, if I'm saying that right. I don't know. Oh, once again, oh, surprise, princess neckline, but with straps. Oh, this dress, I just can't even begin to tell you how proud I am of this dress. I call it my Moulin Rouge dress, only because I ventured out of my house for the first time in a long time last year. No, the year before last. And I went and watched the live theatre performance of Moulin Rouge. It gave me a reason to make this dress, which with the black and the red flowers, plus you can't see it here, but I'll show you in another clip. The leg split, like, hello. If this isn't Moulin Rouge-esque, I don't know what is. I made it from a vintage pattern, vintage dress pattern, and it is fully lined with black satin, and it has a hidden invisible zip, which I'm ultra proud of because it is just perfect. I'm so proud of this dress. It did take me a while, but not one of those situations where you just want it to be over. It was more like the situation where you're enjoying the process for however long it takes. One more fun fact with this dress, this fabric I have had for 17 years, including the black satin lining. Yeah. Why did I buy this fabric 17 years ago when I was like, I don't even know, a teenager? I have to quickly add this skirt. I'm not going to talk too much about it. It was a pant to skirt refashion, and I did the old unpick the pant leg seams, stitch them at the back, very straightforward. But then I did something a little bit different here at the front. If you can see, I used part of the pant legs to make horizontal panels, which just widened the skirt a little bit. I also added on this side, that's right, an additional seam to just make it less tight. I am planning on refashioning some other denim jeans that I have into longer maxi type denim skirt. I'd really like to do that this year in preparation for the cooler months, so stay tuned. And then last but not least, when it comes to bottoms of things, these were just jeans and I hemmed them into shorts, and I just rolled the hem and top stitch with the zigzag stitch. That's it for the stuff that I have refashioned or made when it comes to sewing. I'm now going to give you a really quick glimpse into the things that I have crocheted. Oh. I crocheted this tank top. You see the straps at the back. This is one of the items that I have crocheted in an effort to use up the yarn that I have in my stash. I have a lot of yarn, a lot of cotton. Most of it's been gifted to me by my grandparents or my mother over the years, and lots of it I've thrifted as well because I have a bit of an obsession with a bargain. So I made this top. I love it. This sweater. I actually call this my waiting for baby cardigan. The reason why I call it that is because I was knitting this whilst I was waiting to go into labor with my second child. Yes, that's how long I was waiting, folks. A whole 9 months. I think I started halfway through my pregnancy, but then I really got stuck into it and pretty much finished it with the exception of the buttons when I went into hospital, I think, or perhaps a couple of weeks after I had my second child. I love this. I love it even more now that it has buttons, because for a while I was just wearing it open because there was no buttons. And it's the best. And I've also got like a little me-made label on here, which just tops it off so nice. I can't wait for it to get cold here in Perth. I also should add that this blue yarn I thrifted many years ago, and the white yarn here I actually purchased back in the day where I used to just buy like a single ball of yarn because I liked the color and the feel, but I had no intention to make anything. I would just buy like one ball of yarn because I'm weird. I don't do that anymore. I've learned now you shouldn't do that. That's not like sensible. But yeah, the buttons I did purchase new. I don't buy new buttons very often, so if I do, you know that it's for a very serious reason. These were $18 for 3 buttons. Like seriously, crazy. Oh, another fun fact with this sweater is I actually tried to make this weird like shrug years ago with this same yarn, and then ended up taking it entirely apart because it was dumb and I never wore it, and then made this. So yeah, round 2 and I'm happy. So, also to add, I used no pattern to make this, none. I just winged it completely. And the last item that I have to share with you today is this. This is a sweater. I loosely followed a pattern that I bought online. Really cool pattern. It's like a cropped sweater with puff sleeves and these like really cool cuffs. And yeah, so cozy though because of this super interesting bubble stitch on the front. And yarn gifted to me, well, the yarn I thrifted, the cream yarn, and the yellow yarn was gifted to me by a very good friend of mine. Well, that's it. That is everything that I have made and kept for myself, with the exception of minor alteration refashions, to date, till now, which is 2024. And hopefully at the end of this year, I will do a everything I made in 2024 video, which I'm sure won't be as prolific as this. Although in saying that, thus far, I have already completed a crocheted cardigan. I have almost finished a brand new dress, and I've also got a number of other projects planned in the old ticker here. So stay tuned. I really appreciate you watching this to the very end. If you like it, please give it the thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Tell me about some things that you've made that you're really proud of, that you keep in your wardrobe, whether you wear them or not. I'd love to hear about them. And if you like this video and you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. It is my dream to be a content creator and share this stuff that I love and that I'm passionate about with the world, to hopefully inspire other people to pursue their passions and pursue their dreams. Because what's life if we're not, maximizing our potential and doing the things that really make us feel good and happy and positive and constructive? So yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I really hope you enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and get creating just like I'm about to. Thanks. Bye.